All right, you know our next guests from their hit MTV show, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But when they're not loving and hip-hopping, they're getting the word out on a deeply personal cause, domestic violence.
Yeah, this October 22nd, they are hosting the Courageous Awards in Atlanta, Georgia, which aims to shine a light on the stories of survival and foster a community-wide dialogue on support and prevention during National Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
That's right. Please welcome Karlie and Yandy Smith-Harris to New York Living.
Hello, gorgeous.
Beautiful. Look at you. So wonderful to meet you.
How are you? Great to meet you.
Both gorgeous and gorgeous.
Hello, nice to meet you.
I know. Girls have to hug and ooh and
Come in.
Please have a seat. And the shoes.
Oh my goodness, head to
The
toe
whole
fashion.
Thank you for spending time with us.
Oh, thank you for having us.
We know that you are both really, really busy, but this is a topic that's important, deeply important to both of you. I think deeply important just in society and communities, and
Absolutely.
I love that we're shedding a light on this. So, Karlie, it's very personal for you. You're a survivor of domestic violence. Can you share your story with us, please?
Yeah, well, everyone knows that, you know, my husband got arrested for domestic violence and it went viral. But after it went viral, a lot of people were reaching out to me in my DMs. And one particular situation that resonates with me, which made me think about the Courageous Awards and coming to Yandy about it, was a young lady reached out to me and she was just so lonely and she was going through it. And I said, go get a hotel, get away, you know, and she did. And then I just didn't hear from her anymore. I mean, we were talking every day. And I said, okay, well, maybe she's okay. Her family reached out and said her abuser killed her. And that they saw the DMs and they were happy that she had someone to talk to. And from then on, I said, you know what? This is something personal for me.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
That had to be so heartbreaking for you to go through, being on the other end of that story and just your own story of, you know, being a survivor.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It just reminds us that this is bigger than all of us. And thank you for sharing that story, because I think it's really important, because I think there's people at home who are either sitting exactly where you were or know someone, and it's challenging to know what to do regardless of where you are. And you're not a survivor of domestic violence. You're clearly an ally, and you're clearly someone who's passionate about getting the word out. It takes a community to do this sort of thing. So talk to us about your involvement and why it's important to you.
You know, Karlie called me, and of course I was aware of what was happening, and my first instinct was just to be there for her and, you know, help her with whatever she needed. But when she came to me wanting to do something to help other people and wanting to share resources, and we came up with the idea of the Courageous Awards because we felt like it's not about us. It's about so many other women and men even. You know, 1 in 4 women in their lifetimes will face domestic violence, 1 in 7 men. And then there's been like an 82% increase since COVID. And we had the privilege of visiting some organizations. There's some organizations that are doing amazing work. And a lot of times people just don't have the resources and they just don't know. So we felt like with our platforms, we can really spread the word. And we didn't just want to spread the word, we also wanted to honor the people that are really out there doing the work, because they are really doing the work every day, all day. And with this awards, we hope that we bring awareness to these organizations and we honor the survivors that have used their platform and their stories to help other people.
Yeah, such great work.
So according to the Department of Justice, there are 4 different types of domestic violence. It's not always physical, which is, I think, a huge misconception. You know, if you think, you know, well, they're not putting their hands on me. So, you know, tell us a little bit about the different kinds of domestic violence.
Yeah, well, there's physical, you know, there's sexual, there's neglect when someone's out, okay, I'm going to use my money to, you know, abuse you, and there's also psychological.
Right. In your work with this community, how do you sort of get through to folks? Because I am an ally, and I know that people come to their understanding of when they've had enough, when they are ready. When they're ready. You can scream from the mountaintops, like the case with this woman who was in your DMs. How do you approach someone? How do you sort of uplift them, give them the guidance? Because you may not realize, oh gosh, I don't know where my bank account is. I don't know how much money. That is abuse. And how do you combat that? Because this person holds the purse strings to your livelihood, to your survival. How do you even start those conversations?
I think it's important first to be an ally. I think it's important to listen and meet people where they are. A lot of times, people are just not ready. And, you know, I think that it's important for women like Karlie to share their stories and people get hope and they're inspired by like, okay, how did you do this? Who did you call? And then it's important to get the help too. There are organizations that really understand how to, you know, get into the psyche and say like, okay, what can we do to support you? If you can't leave today, can we help build this around this? Can we prepare? You know, this is a number that you can call when something's going to happen, when you have these thoughts or when you feel like there's aggression or when there's substance abuse. These are some of the steps you can take. And Karlie and I are learning that every day. We're learning more and more about it.
And bringing these organizations together from different, you know, spaces, different cities, different countries, that's what we want to do. And they're helping each other out.
Yeah.
They're helping each other out.
That's a huge connection. Incredible. Can we pivot a little here and talk a little bit about love and hip hop, right?
So hard left, right? But here we are.
Hard left.
Both important topics, I guess. So what are people going to expect this season?
Ooh. Well, you know, I'm divorced, so, you know, just me empowering other women, and which is the Courageous Awards and everything like that, and just me going through my healing and talking to people like Yandy and talking to organizations, you know, because divorce is not easy, as we know.
It is not easy, and I will tell you, I was divorced. My situation was a little gnarly, and 16 years later, I met someone, and I'm actually getting my marriage license today.
Oh my
so,
gosh,
girl, there is hope. There is hope for you. There is hope, but I had to work on myself.
That's right.
And that's what we all have to do.
Yes.
And then suddenly, Dr. Prince Charming
Oh,
found his Princess Charming, and here we are.
I
So,
love that for you.
I love that.
thank you for
sure.
being so vulnerable with us today.
Thank you for having us.
And congratulations, Courageous Awards and all the rest.
Yes, October 22nd at Atlanta City Hall.
Yes.
All are invited. We just ask that you RSVP because we don't have a whole lot of space, but we do have some space. But we definitely want to create this safe space. And really, the main thing is that we want to give resources to those that still need it. But we want to make sure we love up on you. We want to make sure we help in the healing process and let you guys know that you guys have friends.
And don't
in
forget,
us.
we're also giving out scholarships there.
Oh, yes.
Wonderful.
Yes, 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 for sure. We are giving out here. You can definitely let them know. So Tiara Butterflies is an organization that means so much to us. There's a woman that lost her baby due to domestic violence, and she created a scholarship foundation in her daughter's name. So we haven't exactly decided how we're going to give out these scholarships. We don't know what the ramifications will be, but we want to make sure that we are giving them away to someone in need.
It's part of your legacy.
It is.
You've made a way, and it will happen.
Yes.
You at home, for
So
more
we will give out
information,
scholarships at the Courageous Awards for sure.
You at home, go to bigheartfound.org.
And if you or someone you know is suffering from domestic violence, call 1-800-799-SAFE or text START, S-T-A-R-T, to 88788 for help.